She represents the pinnacle of female beauty in Chinese history. She is Luo Yan, one of the four great beauties of ancient China. With her beauty, she should have become a favored concubine in the imperial harem. But, in reality, it was because she offended a minor painter, which led to her being married off to the northern desert, braving the cold winds of the border region and the scorching sun of the northern desert. She ended up marrying 3 men, father and sons. Suffering from the torment of ethical and moral dilemmas, she died in depression at the age of 36. Single and deaf, she maintained peace between the Han and Xiongnu for half a century. Once gone from the Purple Tower, connected to the northern desert, alone, leaving the green home towards Huangxiang. She is the one who returned to the northern desert. The Ninghu clan who pacified the soldiers for generations. Wang Zhaojun, a Han Dynasty woman whose 3 marriages brought peace and no war. Wang Zhaojun. Her given name was Wang Han. She was born in 54 BC into an ordinary farming family in Zhiyue County, Nan Commandery. Legend has it that on the night of the Mid-Autumn Festival, her mother dreamed of embracing the bright moon. The next day, she discovered she was pregnant. 10 months later, she gave birth to a girl, who was named Wang Zhaojun. As the years went by, Zhaojun grew into a stunningly beautiful woman. Her name was known for miles around. As she grew older, she was discovered by officials selecting women from the common people. In the first year of Jian Shao, 38 BC, 16-year-old Wang Zhaojun was sent to the Yeding Palace. Becoming a palace maid, Emperor Yuan of Han's harem was filled with beauties. If one wanted to gain the emperor's favor, it is necessary to use some different methods. Each maiden, upon entering the palace, would have her portrait painted by an artist. Finally, it would be presented to the emperor for his review. Over time, this formed an entire industry chain. The maidens would usually give the artists some extra money in order to present their most beautiful side in the painting. However, Wang Zhaojun was proud by nature and unwilling to conform to everyone else. Therefore, she did not give the artist a chance to profit. As a result, Wang Zhaojun was deliberately retaliated against by the artist Mao Yanshu. He deliberately made her portrait ugly, causing her to never be favored by Emperor Yuan, leaving her neglected in the harem for a long time. Despite this, Wang Zhaojun did not blame heaven or others. She believed that with her beauty, she would eventually be discovered. She quietly waited for a turn of fate, seeming to foresee that she would have a great future. Winter, 36 BC, nearing Huangxiang. Heavy snow is falling. The officials gathered in the Yuan hall. Emperor Yuan of Han sat upright on the dragon throne. It was supposed to be a leisurely moment of late in the day. The sky threatened snow. Shall we have a cup of wine? But the emperor and his ministers were working overtime in a meeting, because the Han court had just received a report of victory from the frontier. Gan Yanshu and Chantang pacified the western regions, beheading Xiongnu. They are about to return to the court in triumph. 2 months ago, a civil war broke out within the Xiongnu in the western regions. At that time, the once powerful Xiongnu had already split. More than 20 chineses competed for hegemony over the grasslands. After this battle, only Han and Xiongnu remained, and Xiongnu were active on the stage of the western regions. Han knew that he was no longer a match for the Han Dynasty, so he obediently went south to submit. But Xiongnu overestimated their capabilities. They were still fighting like trapped beasts. Not only did they disregard the Han court, they even executed the Han envoys who went to persuade them to surrender. The Protector General of the Western Regions and the Commandant of the Western Regions, guarding the border, Gan Yanshu and Chantang, put their heads together. Since you are not being honest, then we will deal with you specifically. So the Han army marched westward, joining with the Hu people to form a coalition army of 40,000. Under the command of Generals Gan and Chen, they launched a decapitation strike. They crossed the Kongling Mountains and attacked Chi's headquarters. A single battle brought success. The western regions were thus restored to peace once again. This war completely changed the Xiongnu and the political situation between the Han Dynasty. It would also change the fate of Wang Zhaojun in the Deep Palace. The first year of Jingning, January of 33 BC. Xiongnu sought to reconcile with the Han Dynasty. Came to court for the third time in a grandson-like manner. He proposed a marriage alliance to Emperor Yuan of Han, hoping to marry a virtuous Han Chinese woman to become the son-in-law of the Han Dynasty. Emperor Yuan of Han agreed to Xiongnu's request and began selecting candidates from the palace maids. The harem was filled with countless beauties. It was impossible for Emperor Yuan of Han to examine each one personally. Therefore, the paintings of the court painters became the best reference. Emperor Yuan of Han wasn't stupid. He wouldn't send the best-looking beauties to Xiongnu as his wife. He definitely wanted to keep this group of beauties for himself. So, the beauties who were slightly less attractive became Emperor Yuan of Han's main targets for selection. Wang Zhaojun, because in the palace painting process, she didn't bribe the painter Mao Yanshu. Her painting was deliberately made to look ugly. So, when Emperor Yuan of Han selected a candidate for marriage based on the paintings, to select Wang Zhaojun, who had the lowest status in the palace, and wasn't particularly beautiful, for a marriage alliance. But when Emperor Yuan of Han saw the real Wang Zhaojun, he regretted it deeply. He wished he could bang his head against the dragon throne and die. It can be said that her high bun resembles rising mist. Her willow leaf eyebrows disappear into the clouds. Her beautiful eyes sparkle like stars. Her nose is perfectly shaped like a hanging gallbladder. And her breath is fragrant like orchids. Zhaojun was devastatingly beautiful and graceful in her every glance. During their conversation, Emperor Yuan of Han realized that Zhaojun was incredibly intelligent. Emperor Yuan already wanted to go back on his decision, but it was too late. How could the emperor of the great Han Dynasty break his promise to a small neighboring country? A touch of crimson adorned her vermilion lips. A red dress lay against the white snow. Zhaojun had already accepted her fate, resolutely embarked on the journey beyond the Great Wall. Emperor Yuan of Han even changed the regnal year to Jingning for this reason, meaning that the border could be peaceful forever. The Han Dynasty also exceptionally rewarded Wang Zhaojun with extra dowry, as well as grains, tea and other supplies. On the day of her departure, Emperor Yuan of Han and hundreds of officials personally escorted her 10 miles out of Changhan. After Zhaojun left, Emperor Yuan of Han harbored resentment towards the painter Mao Yanshu's fraud. In a fit of anger, he had all the painters in the court beheaded and their bodies displayed in the marketplace. Wang Zhaojun followed Xiongnu's large entourage, leaving Changhan. After crossing the Great Wall, they entered the Xiongnu territory. On the way out of the pass, yellows and rolled along the way. Horses neighed and geese cried. Zhaojun's heart was uneasy. She held her pipa, playing the song Beyond the Great Wall with mournful tone. The southward flying geese forgot to flap their wings upon hearing the sound, falling on the sand, achieving the eternal fame of falling goose. She left the prosperous Changhan and embarked on a distant and unfamiliar northern desert. The wind and sand raged along the way. The cold wind was piercing, but Wang Zhaojun faced it with a fearless attitude, steadfastly heading towards her new life. On this unfamiliar land, she was no longer a concubine of the Han Dynasty, but a peace envoy representing the Han Dynasty. After arriving in the Xiongnu, Wang Zhaojun was named Ning Huyan Zhi. The beautiful her gained all the favor of Xiongnu. She gave birth to a son for Chanyu. The son is honored by his mother. Her son Yituzhi Fushi was subsequently named Writer Aju King. Wang Zhaojun not only brought to the Xiongnu the etiquette, music, and clothing of the Han Dynasty, also actively promoted cultural exchanges between the two regions. In the Hudi region, she personally taught farming techniques, which lead to significant economic development in the area, earning the love and respect of nobles and common people. In the second year of Jianxi, 31 BC, Xiongnu passed away. She submitted a memorial to the Han court requesting to return, but was ordered by the Han court to follow the customs of the Hu. Wang Zhaojun, full of longing for her homeland Changshan, had no choice but to remarry Han Dynasty's son, Fu Zhu Ruo, who newly ascended the position of Xiongnu. Zhaojun, tormented by ethics and morality, still bore 2 daughters for the new Xiongnu. Gave birth to 2 daughters. Zhaojun married 3 times in her life, raising 2 daughters and 1 son. Through her efforts, the relationship between the Han and Xiongnu became increasingly close, and the flames of war on the border were extinguished. Zhaojun used her whole life to exchange for half a century of peace. Hongjia year 2, 19 BC. 36-year-old Wang Zhaojun finished her legendary life. According to the customs of the grassland, people don't build tombs after death. Generation after generation of grassland leaders draw their bows and shoot eagles. But no one can leave a tomb for later generations to worship. But the grassland people appreciate Wang Zhaojun's kindness and spontaneously built a cenotaph for her. For thousands of years, countless heroic legends have disappeared into the depths of the grassland. Only the green tomb under Daking Mountain is silent. That is the gentleness and perseverance of a Han woman. It is the sorrow of once gone from the palace. She is connected to the northern desert, leaving the green tomb alone facing the dusk. But also the open-mindedness of yet saying, "Where the heart finds peace is my hometown." The story of Wang Zhaojun has been passed down through Chinese history for thousands of years. It became a celebrated story in the writings of countless literati and poets of later generations. Well-known poems, lyrics, and prose poems about Zhaojun in ancient China totaled more than 700 pieces. She not only became the eternally famous autumn moon in the Han Palace because of her beauty, but was also remembered by later generations for her contribution to peace.